weekly news recap.
Kuna watu genuinely wanataka mabadiliko.
Kujeni na mkokoteni zenyu, kujeni na wheelbarrow.
From political shifts.
What is a popular government and what is a populist government?
The issue is governance and integrity.
To groundbreaking discoveries, uncovering the stories that shape our world.
Mambo haiko fiti.
Hii serikali haitupeleki vizuri hata kidogo.
Join us every Friday for a comprehensive look at the news that matters.
Hospitali imejaa kwa sababu services ziko.
News Recap, your essential source for informed perspectives.
Hello, my name is Claire Kinaga. I've been at Natachi in TAS TV for the last 3 months and I'm almost concluding my attachment. My journey here has been good, it has been productive. In news production, we've learned about news scripting, news sourcing, voice-over recording, news anchoring, reporting, and also editing.
Welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest stories making headlines.
Welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest story making headlines. I'm Mercy Chumba.
Karibu katika runinga ya TAS, usemezane nami.
In graphics, we've learned about creating lower thirds, creating posters and motion graphics. When it comes to camera operation, we've been taken through photography, video recording, and lighting.
Do you unaingia in 15 seconds? In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take.
Hey, welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest stories making headlines.
Apart from that, most of us have gained camera confidence since we've been given a chance to host shows, draft scripts, produce and direct for the same.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, kama dawa uko ndani ya sayari.
Hapa ni TAS TV ambapo nitakuwa wako Atacho Badia.
Nami Claire Nyokabi. I'm grateful for the mentorship and skills I gained at TAS TV. I definitely recommend anyone interested in media attachment.
News update. I am Purity Mwikali, bringing you stories that shape our daily life. Public outrage over President Yoweri Museveni's claim to Kenya's coastline, accusing the media of distorting remarks and fueling unnecessary propaganda. Speaking in Tororo, Uganda, during the groundbreaking of the mega steel prevented the controversy arose from rather than the Ugandan leader actual intent. Azel Mwendwa with more reports.
Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni reasoned a stirred controversy by asserting that despite being landlocked, Uganda is entitled to access the Indian Ocean. In a radio interview, he urged that blocking the sea access from landlocked countries is madness and warned ominously of wars in future if such restrictions persist. Museveni framed his calm with metaphor. East Africa is like a block of flats, he said. And just because some countries don't sit on the ground floor doesn't mean they should be denied access to the compound. In this case, the ocean.
I know people in the journalist space tried to create an impression that Uganda had said something to the effect that they need to access the sea by all means. Let me assure the naysayers that Uganda and Kenya are brothers and sisters. and we do not have time for negative engagement. Uganda is assured of the access to the sea through Kenya.
Meanwhile, Kenyan President William Ruto swiftly pushed back against how media portrayed Museveni's remarks. Speaking at a factory launch in Tororo, Uganda, Ruto accused journalists of distorting and changing Museveni's words to suggest Uganda was threatening Kenya coastline. He reassured the public that Kenya and Uganda remain brothers and sisters and emphasized that Uganda already has sea access via Kenyan infrastructure, pointing to joint project in pipeline, road and railways.
How can you say that you are in a block of flats, that the compound belongs to only the flats on the ground floor, that the compound belongs to the whole block? So me, I just watch these people. You are really endangering yourself. How can you have a situation like this?
On the other hand, Museveni later clarified that his call for the ocean access is not about aggression, but about deeper regional integration. He said his comments were part of broader vision for political federation in East Africa, one that would include shared economic, military and security capability. Meanwhile, Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi also intervened diplomatically, assuring both sides that Kenya will continue to provide safe passage for goods from landlocked countries and that Nairobi has no intention of reneging on its commitments. Reporting for TAS TV from Thika, Kiambu County, my name is Kelvin Mwenda.
In his speech, President Ruto stressed that ties between Africa and Europe should be founded on equality, mutual respect and shared benefits rather than clarity or dependence. He advocated moving away from extractive arrangements where Africa mainly reports raw materials and instead called for Europe to invest in Africa, manufacturing and value addition. Ruto further highlighted the need for stronger continental integration through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, saying that increased trade within Africa will improve the continent's negotiating power with Europe and support more sustainable development. More reports to be given.
And it is time. I hear many heads of state here and participants say we need to expedite. We need to get a fit-for-purpose organization. So let me say 4 things. Number 1, inclusivity. The reason why I asked my fellow heads of state in Resolution 920 to provide for an ad hoc committee is so that it is not the champion's position alone. That whatever reform that I am pushing is the collective, inclusive. So the committee of the ad hoc committee is the Bureau of AU as is constituted, and another 5. So it was my position that to be able to move such a big process, you needed a wider participation of leaders. And that is why I didn't want it to be about the champion alone. That's why we say let's create the ad hoc committee. Number 2, by way of inclusivity again, it is the reason why I did recommend that we have a summit of heads of state where the only agenda item is reform, so that every head of state can bring their views and understanding and suggestions to the table. Because much as I have said in my statement, much as this process has a lot of technical issues, the whole process is political. The decisions have to be made at the highest political level possible. And that is the reason why I did recommend that we have a summit to discuss reform, because It is a heavy subject, and it has been evading our decision for a long time. And I will still pursue, a standalone summit to discuss this reform and agree. And then finally, I know I've had a very robust contribution from the floor here. And I like the recommendation that was made by Mauritius, that let us read the detailed report. If you can, I would really appreciate if I can have written, submissions on ideas, on suggestions, on perspectives to the Secretariat at the AU, so that we can process these suggestions from different countries, so that by the time we get to February, we have a document that carries the input, of heads of state and different countries.
In Nyamira County, Governor Amos Nyaribo has been impeached after a majority of members of the county assembly voted to remove him from office of allegations of misconduct and mismanagement of county resources. The dramatic session saw heated debate as MCS accused the governor of failing to deliver on key developed projects and ignoring accountability measures. The impeachment motion now moves to the Senate, which will determine whether Nyaribo will permanently lose his seat or be restrained. To more updates.
Amos Nyaribo, the governor of Nyamira County, now stands impeached.
That even the resolution of the alternative dispute has not been attached in this response. I rest my submissions, and the governor is guilty of this crime.
This is the third time or second time this issue is coming up in an impeachment motion. It's been put here probably to give it political mileage, which it lacks. It's standing on straws. It cannot be sustained.
Report on the removal of His Excellency Honorable Kimomi Nyaribo, the governor of Nyamira County, from office by way of impeachment has now carried the day.
There's growing national debate over calls to raise salaries for primary and secondary school teachers as union and education stakeholders add that low pay and difficult working conditions are affecting teachers' performance and well-being. Many teachers face rising living costs and limited resources, prompting renewed demands for better compensation. Advocates believe that increasing salaries will boost morale and improve the overall quality of education as authorities continue to review the concerns. Purity Mwikali reports.
There is growing national debate over calls to raise salaries for primary and secondary school teachers as unions and education stakeholders add that low pay and difficult working conditions are affecting teachers' performance and well-being. Many teachers face rising living costs and limited resources, prompting renewed demands for better compensation. Advocates believe that increasing salaries would boost morale and improve the overall quality of education as authorities continue to renew the concerns.
Kilio chetu kwa our president, Mr. Ruto, we ask for confirmation as we signed a contract that goes for 1 year. Na hiyo 1 year tumefanya kazi yenye mateso na bado hatujakonfirmiwa. So kindly 2 years tumekataa, no confirmation, no renewal.
We want to say confirm us, and it is now. These intern teachers have said no to the servitude, no to the slavery, and they are saying you confirm because our contract has ended.
WD, I'm being paid 17,000, my friends. Yes. 17,000 divided by 2 for my guide. Bado sijalipa rent. Bado sijakula. Bado sijalipa transport. Ili ni move from one point to the next point. I need motorbike. How do you expect me to teach a learner in the class nikiwa depressed?
Teacher goes to class destabilized, the mind so lopsided, obnoxious things in class. There's no delivering. And so if the government values the well-being of a learner, the well-being of a learner, not even a teacher, the well-being of a learner. They have to confirm these teachers now.
Reporting for TAS TV, Thika, Kiambu County, I am Purity Mwikali.
Teacher unions and education stakeholders in Kenya are pushing for salary increases, urging that rise in living expenses, crowded classrooms, and inadequate resources are undermining teacher morale and effectiveness. NAT and KUPPET are advocating for substantial pay rises and adjustments to various allowances such as housing and transport to better transport educators. Government officials have recognized these issues and indicated that the proposals are under review as nationwide discussions on enhancing teacher compensation remain ongoing. Emily Sebaganzi reports.
In Kenya, teachers' unions and education stakeholders are calling for higher salaries, citing rising living costs, overcrowded classrooms, and limited resources as factors affecting teacher morale and performance. The Kenya National Union of Teachers and the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers have proposed significant pay increases and revision to allowances, including housing and transport, to better support educators. Government authorities have acknowledged this concern and say they are reviewing the proposals while discussion on improving teacher compensation continue across the country. Reporting for TAS TV, Kiambu County, my name is Emily Sibagenzi.
Let's take a shorter break. We will be back with more updates. Hello, my name is Claire Kinaga. I've been at Natachi in TAS TV for the last 3 months and I'm almost concluding my attachments. My journey here has been good, it has been productive. In news production, we've learned about news scripting, news sourcing, voice-over recording, news anchoring, reporting, and also editing.
Welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest stories making headlines.
Welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest story making headlines. I'm Masi Chumba.
Karibu katika runinga ya TAS, usemezane nami.
In graphics, we've learned about creating lower thirds, creating posters, and motion graphics. When it comes to camera operation, we've been taken through photography, video recording, and lighting.
Video unaingia in 15 seconds. And in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take.
Hey, welcome to TAS TV. We bring you the latest stories making headlines.
Apart from that, most of us have gained camera confidence since we've been given a chance to host shows, draft scripts, produce and direct for the same.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, kama kawa kama dawa uko ndani ya sayari.
Hapa ni TAS TV ambapo nitakuwa wako Atacho Badia.
Nami Claire Nyokabi. Grateful for the mentorship and skills I gained at TAS TV. I'd definitely recommend anyone interested in media attachments. Welcome back. As we continue, residents of Odonda in Suna West, Migori County are opposing a government plan that could see them evicted from their land to make way for an affordable housing development. According to community members, this land has been home to several families for generations, and they add that being forcibly removed will disrupt their lives, displace entire household, and strip them of land that has sustained livelihoods for years. Naomi Mutemi reports.
Residents of the Ododa area in Suna West Sub-County, Migori County, have raised strong objections to the government initiative that seeks to evict them from the land to pave the way for the construction of affordable housing units.
Sasa ni kusikitika ya kwamba ati wanasema tunaweza kutoka hapa na bali tunatoka twende hapa ndio kwetu ndio tumesekea, wengine wamekufa. Sasa tunashindwa kama hapa ndio tulijua ni kwetu, tunaambiwa tutoke twende kwetu wapi na hapa ndio tumesekea. Sasa hakuna mtu anaweza kuniandika kazi, nguvu sina, hata mnaona nimeongeza rungu, sina nguvu hata ya kutembea. Sasa wakati naambiwa kama mimi niondoke, nani ataniandika kazi msee kama mimi?
According to the community members, the land in question has been their home for many years, with some families tracing their roots there for generations. They argue that being forced and removed would cause significant disruptions to their lives, lead to the displacement of entire households, and strip them of the land that sustains their livelihoods.
Kama wanapenda kutooa, kama wana haki ya kutooa, watooe hapa. Hatutoki.
We gave suggestions because that is part of our parcel, that can be used specifically for that, because again it will change the look and even how the town looks like and everything that comes with the benefits of affordable houses. And therefore that was approved, that specific parcel, so that we can develop that area and the residents of Migori will use it for affordable houses.
The residents are urging the government to reconsider the plan and instead explore alternative sites for the housing project, saying that the development should not come at the cost of displacing long-standing communities. As the debate over land rights and development continues, the residents of Ododa remain hopeful that their voices will be heard and that a solution will be found, one that balances the need for modern housing with the protection of long-established communities. For now, they await the government's next move, determined to defend the land they have called home for generations. Naomi Mutemi reporting for TAS TV.
In Malava, residents say that they are ready to head back to the polls as the constituency prepares to elect a new member of parliament following the recent vacancy. The elaborate has exposed high expectations for a leader who will prioritize development, improve essential services, and addressing long-standing issues such as poor infrastructure and unemployment. With campaigns gaining momentum, voters are calling for a transparent, peaceful process as they wait a fresh start under new leadership. More reports to be given.
Naomba uchaguzi ambao utatendeka, yule MP ambaye atachakuliwa akuwe MP ambaye atatusaidia kazi vizuri. Tena tuko na shida mahali hapa forest, stima ni shida.
IPC naomba tu iwe transparent. Yani gura ifanyike ya haki na ukweli.
Nitaweza kuambia tu wakubali matokeo yenye tatokea. Ukianguka haikuangi mwisho wa maisha. Wakubali matokeo.
Each and every vote cast to any candidate will count. Elections are going to be free, fair and credible. Take it from me and you can take that one to the bank. Campaigns ended yesterday on Monday, 6 o'clock in the evening. In case there's anybody doing campaigns, it is illegal. Remember, all the candidates signed a code of conduct with us and is still effective up to 27.
Tension has gripped the Embu community after a college student who had been reported missing for several days was found murdered in Kichungu, Kirinyaga County. The discovery has left her family, friends and fellow students deeply shaken as police launch a thorough investigation to uncover what happened and bring those responsible to justice. Local leaders are now calling for swift action and improved safety measures as the community mourns the tragic loss. Lois Sekonyo with more reports.
A college community in Embu is in shock after a student who had been reported missing for several days was found murdered in Gishungu, Kirinyaga County. The young woman, whose disappearance had sparked intense searches by families and friends, was last seen leaving her hostel on Monday before her phone went off, raising immediate concern among classmates.
Huyo msichana amefanywa kitendo kibaya sana mpaka akawekewa accent, ana kichwa kimetolewa, mkono ana, na sisi tumesikia vibaya sana.
According to police, Her body was discovered in a thicket near Kianyaga area by residents who alerted authorities early this morning. Preliminary reports indicate signs of foul play, with investigators treating the case as a homicide. Crime scene officers have since controlled off the area as detectives gather evidence to establish the circumstances leading to her death.
Toka shule Sunday. Hiyo Sunday akatokea bila watu anatokea jioni. Akaenda mpaka Kiamutugo vile tulifuatilia tukasikia. Sasa hakurundi. Hiyo siku iliyofuatia Monday, bamba yake akapiga simu ikachukuliwa na mtu mwingine.
Families, students and local leaders are now calling for a swift and thorough investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice, describing the loss as heartbreaking and senseless.
Na ni msichana mdogo alikuwa university, na tunauliza serikali iendelee kuchunguza.
Security agencies have urged the public to provide any information that could assist in the probe, as Embu College community grapples with grief and rising concern over student safety. Reporting for TAS TV, Thika, Kiambu County, my name is Leslie Konya.
Bungoma County authorities are calling for stronger community involvement in supporting children who have been left without parents. Leaders say the increasing number of vulnerable children requires a unified response from families, local groups and government agencies. Alphonse Acheng with more reports.
The Bungoma County government has sounded the alarm over the rising number of children growing up without parental care. According to officials, economic hardship, diseases, and family breakdown continue to push more minors into vulnerability. County leaders say the government can only do so much, and a lasting solution must come from within communities. They are urging residents to open their homes, volunteer, and participate in community-based initiatives that gives these children a sense of belonging and emotional stability. Local organizations working with the vulnerable children have welcomed the appeal, noting that community-driven support such as mentorship, foster care, and neighborhood watch groups helps to protect children from exploitation, neglect, and early exposure to crime. The county is also strengthening partnerships with churches, youth groups, and civil society to create safe spaces for affected children while ensuring they can stay in school and access counseling services.
Our children need a support from the public, from everybody, because the grant we get from the government is not enough. These are children who need a lot of things. They need education, they need clothes, so whatever you have, as small as it is, we welcome that to come and assess them.
The appeals from the lower court on children's matters come before the high court. But what we continue looking at, as they do in the lower court, is the best interest of the child. But one thing I'm pleading with the residents of Bungoma, this home has 150 children. They need homes. In the high court, we do what is called adoption. Visit these children and have a heart of adopting. Adopting is just caring, loving for that child. So that's what I would encourage. And the adoption process is not difficult. Once there are processes that you go through, I would encourage us. I know for some, adopting is a taboo. But God says, you love your neighbors, thyself. So that's my encouragement to Bungoma residents. Thank you.
Mwezi wa November ni mwezi ambao umekuwa dedicated na judiciary kushughulikia mambo ya watoto. Jambo la kwanza ambalo tunafanya ni kushughulikia kesi za watoto, kuhakikisha ya kwamba kesi ambazo ziko kotini kulingana na directions ambazo zimepatiana na Chief Justice zinaweza kusikizwa within 6 months. Kesi zote za watoto zinapaswa kuwa zimesikizwa na kuwa determined. So hilo ndio jambo la kwanza ambalo tunafanya katika huu mwezi wa November, na hili ni jambo linafanyika katika nchi yote. Pia tunajishughulisha na other outreach programs kama hii ya kutembelea watoto. Ndio tunaona siku ya leo tumekuja, tumewaletea zawadi.
Reporting for TAS TV, Kiambu Thika, I'm Ariche Alphonse Ochieng.
East Africa Breweries has further reinforced its fundraising strategy by officially listing its medium-term note on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. This significant step demonstrates the company's commitment to broadening its financial options and securing long-term capital from public markets. The decision follows a remarkably successful bond issuance under the same program, which generated overwhelming interest from investors. Mwende Musembi with more reports.
3, 2, 1, come on, let's...
East Africa Breweries PLC has boosted its capital raising strategy by officially listing its medium-term note MTN program on the Nairobi Securities Exchange (NEC). The listing marks the key milestone in the company's plan to diversify its financing option and tap into long-term funding from capital markets. By moving beyond traditional banks borrowing, EABL aims at strengthening its balance sheet, support expansion initiatives, and enhance its financial flexibility amid a dynamic operating environment.
The oversubscription, I think, is a mark of confidence. I think there is no doubt about that. And it's confidence on very, very many fronts. I think the first one is a country. Kenya is Kenya. Sometimes we forget that we have a very good thing going in the country, and we need to take care of that.
This development comes after a highly successful bond issuance under the MTN program, which drew overwhelming investor interest. The strong subscription levels signaled solid confidence in EABL's financial health, government structures, and future growth prospects. It also highlighted the depth of the Kenyan capital market and investors' appetite for high-quality corporate debt insurance, especially those backed by well-established companies with a long track record of stability. And now listed on the NSE, investors can trade in the instrument of the secondary market, improving liquidity and transparency. EABL, on its part, will continue leveraging the capital market to fund key projects, including operation efficiency initiatives, expansion of production capacity, and market penetration effort across the region. The successful listing is expected to further strengthen the company's relationship with investors while positioning it for sustained growth in East African beverage industry. Reporting for TAS TV, I'm Mwende Musembi.
Thank you for keeping in touch with us. I'm Purity Mwikali. For more updates, visit our social media pages. Have a good afternoon.
This week on Weekly News Recap.
Kuna watu genuinely wanataka mabadiliko.
Kujeni na mkokoteni zenyu, kujeni na wheelbarrow.
From political shifts.
What is a popular government and what is a populist government?
The issue is governance and integrity.
To groundbreaking discoveries, uncovering the stories that shape our world.
Mambo haiko fiti. Hii serikali haitupeleki vizuri hata kidogo.
Join us every Friday for a comprehensive look at the news that matters.
Hospitali imejaa kwa sababu services ziko.
News Recap, your essential source for informed